What's up, everybody? This is Just Fresh.
Yo, this is Monty Bush.
And we're the Jabroni Bros Wrestling Podcast. This is our instant reaction to NXT Takeover Vengeance Day. We're going to be talking about what happened in that crazy North American Championship match with Johnny Gargano and Kushida.
We're going to be talking about the Dusty Rhodes Classic. All those matches that happened tonight.
Fire, as well as what happened in that main event. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Jabroni Bros Wrestling Podcast, Episode 4, coming at you now. What's up, everybody? This is Just Fresh.
This is Monty Bush.
And we are the Jabroni Bros Wrestling Podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to be getting straight into our reactions to the NXT Takeover Vengeance Day. We're going to be talking about what happened in that North American Championship match.
Talking about that Dusty Rhodes Classic.
And also that banger of a final that happened for the NXT Championship.
Yeah.
All right, so how about you, man? What you think? Should we get straight into the shits, bro?
Let's go right into the shits.
The first match of the night we had was the Women's Dusty Classic Finals. It was Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon versus Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai.
So, soon as off the back, watching it, how the entrance, the ring entrance is, I kind of felt like Ember Moon and Shotzi seemed very out of sync, even like when they were standing on the ropes.
Okay.
And they were like trying to yeah, we're here, like the introductions.
Mm-hmm.
They looked like they were kind of off already. Like they didn't quite understand what was what. It seemed a little off in the match in the very beginning, but that shit went away and it picked up after that in the mid.
Yeah, I thought it kind of started off slow. And one thing that I did notice was Dakota Kai, she was sporting that pink hair tonight. I don't know if it was because it was Valentine's Day, but it's interesting that she did have the pink hair, as we were just talking about her last week.
Yeah.
When you were saying how similar that she looked to Casey Catanzaro.
Yep.
And, that it kind of shows you that, maybe you were right about that. And she did need to switch her look up a little bit to stand out more and look more like a star.
And she did. She definitely stood out, especially in this match, because it seemed like Gonzalez and her were way more taller than the other two. The other two, they're automatically going to stand out because they look like they went to a Tech 9 show. But
Yo, I feel you on that, man. Before the match started, we had our predictions, and I ended up predicting that Gonzalez and Kai would win this. Who did you have, Bush?
I actually had the same.
Okay, and let's talk about what happened in the match, and before we go full out with the spoilers on what the result was.
Yeah.
Now, some of the crazy moments in the night were when Gonzalez flings Shotzi into the plexiglass outside. Shotzi is down for most of the match after this. Moon was able to carry the offense for a strong amount of the match. She hits the Eclipse on Gonzalez, but Kai distracts the referee. Gonzalez changes the pace of the match when she takes Moon out of the ring and tosses her to the entrance area.
Yeah.
And she was pretty much gone. Like, that was it.
Once you saw that, you basically kind of knew either she's going to run back in and save the day, or she's done for the rest of the match.
And she was done for the rest of the match.
Yeah.
That
was it.
Let's go straight to it.
It was over after that, because then Gonzalez picked what's her name
They
up.
had a double team, and then she picked her up with that power bomb, like one arm choke slam. That is a powerful finisher. I don't think they've given it a name yet, but I'm gonna just call that the business, because that's what she did. She gave her the business with that one, man.
And business is good.
Yeah, business is booming.
But that's your winner.
Kai and Gonzalez, they're the first ever women's Dusty Classic women's winners, man, and that was a great moment. And I kind of seen them from the beginning. I was thinking, if it wasn't them, I thought that it would have been Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, because they had a hell of a match last Wednesday too. So they ended up winning, and it was a hell of a match. I thought it was a great way to open up the show. It kept my attention the whole night. And
my only concern about that part of the show was the fact that they kept on NXT's end, they were throwing in man-made boos, like boo. But you could clearly see the crowd cheering.
The people that were actually in attendance, they were rooting for Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez.
Because there was like a hot tag for Gonzalez at one point, and all of a sudden you heard a boo. You never hear a boo for a hot tag.
Ever.
And it was completely out of sync, because you hear the boos, on the pre-recorded stuff, but you see the crowd literally cheering.
Yeah.
That was my only issue.
You know, I think that might be an issue as well in WrestleMania. Because think about it, that's going to be the first really big event where we have fans in attendance.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm pretty sure they're going to do something similar with the Thunderdome screens, I believe they're going to do something with cutouts, people cutouts, like how they did in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I was like, yo, this is ridiculous. Like, a hot tag is getting booed. Like, Jim Cornette's gonna lose his fucking mind.
They can only make us boo or cheer so much. We are the audience. We tell you what we really like, and you have to follow that.
This isn't sing along with The Rock.
Oh man. Okay, next match that we had was the North American Championship match, Kushida versus Johnny Gargano.
Now, I had Kushida winning this. This is actually my first time seeing him, and yeah.
Well, okay, I also had Kushida winning this match, and since this was your first time seeing Kushida, what were your thoughts about him?
Man, you know what? Let me pause that. This is my first time seeing Kushida and Johnny Gargano, and the first thing I thought of when I was watching both of them was, okay, so who's going to have the match with Daniel Bryan?
Okay.
Because these guys can work, and they're fast. They're technical as can be, and it was exciting as hell to see.
These guys were the kings of the light heavyweights.
Man, they were super dope.
The chemistry that these two had was very reminiscent, I would say, of like a Dean Malenko and Chris Jericho WCW kind of thing. They were so smooth and very technical together, and it was like reversal after reversal after reversal. And I was extremely impressed with Kushida's performance. I think this was a breakout performance for him on a takeover stage, and I loved it.
You know what? Let me even start back further than that, because there was a storyline leading up to this with between them two, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then out of nowhere, as Johnny's going to the ring, someone gets kidnapped.
Oh yeah, we gotta back that up. So they play Johnny Gargano's theme music, and he's out there with The Way, and which is Austin Theory, Johnny Gargano, and his wife Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. And as they're walking out to the ring, we see Dexter Lumis with the creep. He cold creeped on him and hit him with the ether to the mouth with the white rag, and just completely took him out. So that Austin Theory was pretty much not a factor at all in the match. It completely paid off what they were leading up to on NXT. And boy, was it great.
Yeah, no. And when you said ether, the first thing I thought of was Nas. I was just like, oh man, like I just heard the ether beat come in my head.
Hey, me too, man. No, I thought about like the old Mankind skits and like Paul Bearer doing that, and Undertaker and Kane doing that stuff, man. And sometimes you need some good throwback moments in wrestling, in modern day wrestling.
So that's a whole other storyline, like off the back, and he told his people, now you go in the back and you go find him. I got this right here. Yeah. And this whole time he's been basically trying to duck Kushida, right? Mm-hmm. And now he, manned up and he won.
Yeah, that was crazy. I really thought that Johnny was going to lose this match, and he really caught me off guard when he finally hit the, what is it called, the one final beat. He hit him on the ramp, and then he pushes Kushida back into the ring and hits another one final beat, which is like a slingshot DDT. From the outside going inside, and he beat him clean. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, no, either was I.
Yeah, like that I was like, yo, okay.
No, it was a good
because
match.
There were so many times where he applied his finisher. Johnny was stuck in the middle of the ring, and he had to throw Kushida into the plexiglass and all this shit. It was crazy, but
it was a good match, and we both were wrong on that.
Yeah, we both were wrong, and I'm okay with that.
The only thing was I was worried about is that he beat him clean. So where does Kushida go from here?
Good point. I didn't think about that, but after his performance tonight, where would you like to see him go?
Heel turn.
Okay.
Heel turn.
Sure. I'm here for it. Speaking of some good heels, man, let's talk about the Grizzled Young Veterans versus MSK for the Dusty Rhodes Men's Championship. Now, my prediction that I had was Grizzled Young Veterans. What about you?
Same. Had the same thing. I liked how they came out. Started talking shit soon as
shit.
Yeah. Like, just started going in the ring. Hey, there's nothing to smile about. Look at those clothes. I was like, yeah. All right, I'm feeling that. Let's go.
Yeah, that's Zach Gibson, man. He's Liverpool's number one, and that dude's great, man. They're a hell of a team on the microphone. He immediately commands your attention once he comes out with his presence, and I love it. So once I didn't get to see this as much as you did because we had some DoorDash coming in, and boy needed some wings, man. But from what I'd seen, I noticed it was a very fast-paced tag team match. A
lot of high-flying action. MSK, Young Veterans did a lot of groundwork too, though. The Young Veterans especially, they slowed that shit down. What really changed for me, the spot, was that clothesline from the ring to the outside.
Okay.
When he had, what's the guy's name from MSK? He had him on
Wesley?
his shoulders.
Okay.
So
the brother is Wesley, and Nash Carter is the guy that looks like Shine.
Okay. So Wesley is on this man's shoulders, and the dude from Young Veterans decides to jump.
The Doomsday Device.
Yes.
So he gets caught in the Doomsday Device outside. But you know what? Even before that, man, Wesley was going off with all the flips outside. He hit like 2 suicide dives. He did like a full twist in like a front flip. Like he's on some like Ricochet shit, man.
But see, this is the reason why I like the Young Veterans, is because they did a lot of old school style wrestling, and then out of nowhere, if they needed to turn up, which they did.
Yes, they did.
They turned up. And then they turned up where homie basically did a full-on flip off dude's shoulders.
Got flipped backwards.
On some, LOD shit.
Yeah, 100%. It was definitely like a Legion of Doom spot. And they showed superb tag team chemistry. I thought they should have won.
I thought they should have won. But once I realized that dude's been sitting out on the end of the ring the entire time.
Yeah, Wesley was sitting out there after that Doomsday Device for a minute.
Yeah, and then he came in and basically saved the day.
Yeah.
And that's how they won.
But you know what? I'm okay with MSK winning because for once they took a brand new team we knew nothing about coming into WWE, and they got the full push.
Good.
They won a tournament, and there was very little explained about them. We still don't even know what MSK stands for, to be real. So it's kind of dope, man. And I think it's really cool. And the way that they are presenting them, it lets you know that they might not even be in NXT that long. They might end up getting on the main roster. I could see them on SmackDown or Raw soon.
When you say that reminds me of one other person that happened to, and that was Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
We didn't really know much about him. We just knew he was the next big thing. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, dude, he was the next big thing. So that could be the next big thing for tag teams. I don't know yet.
Sure enough. Okay, the next big match that we had of the night was Io Shirai versus Toni Storm versus Mercedes Martinez in a triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship.
No.
Who did you have for this match?
I had Io.
Io Shirai?
Io Shirai.
I also had Io Shirai.
Shirai is my girl. That's my girl. She's dope.
Her style is dope, right? Her swag, the way she comes out.
Her beat, like the entrance music, is lit. And she does these things where she's smiling, then she's not. Then she's smiling and she's not. And the lights are flickering off and on, so it looks mad crazy.
Yeah, it's like a little strobe light going on the whole time. But yeah, man, as they were going to announce who's even in the match, Martinez attacks Io, and it's instant funk right off the bat.
Nothing but the funk.
That's what I love, baby. That's what I need in a match. If y'all haven't learned that yet, if you want to get my attention, just attack them. Attack them before they allow you to. Yeah. And you got my attention. That's all it takes.
Yeah, a lot of funk from Mercedes. She, you know what? She was doing really well. I felt like she had a good showing in this match.
I felt like her power moveset was very useful. She was pretty dominant in this match.
She was like the power for the match. Shirai was the high flyer.
The spot one.
And then
Toni.
Toni. She would, pick and choose. And she looked good, especially at the end when she, it was just her and Mercedes?
No, before you go to there, how about the big spot where Io climbs all the way up to the trussing and by the announcer's table and hits a huge splash.
It was kind of an odd way of doing it too.
But you know what? She was so smooth and she just like glid down like a little squirrel. Just like
I don't think that anybody else could have done it the way she did it.
Yo, they call her the genius of the sky for a reason, man, and I loved it. Tony Storm hits the Storm Zero on Martinez,
which was dope.
Followed by a big headbutt, and then she goes on the top rope, and as she goes for the pin, Io comes out of nowhere, hits a moonsault, knocks Storm out of there, and steals the pin away from Mercedes Martinez. I didn't really see that coming.
I didn't see that coming either. Usually that's more of a heel type of thing.
Yeah.
Where the heel gets to steal the show. That's some like Kurt Angle type shit.
But you know what? I guess when you're a champion, and especially in a triple threat match, you got the odds against you. You got to do what you got to do.
I'm not mad at it. I love that when she won and how she played it up. She had the belt. She was looking at it, looking at the camera like, oh yeah, the belt. Oh yeah, it's me. Oh yeah, I'm dope. You guys know that. Like, I love that.
All right, so
that's my girl.
So that means, okay, so we both got that one right.
Yep.
We also both got the first match right.
Mm-hmm.
We both were wrong on the Kushida.
Yep.
And the GYV, so we're 2-2.
Yep.
Both. Okay.
Yep.
The next big segment, we showed they showed one of those classic NXT Takeover signings where Eli Drake, he signed to NXT and he's going by a new name. He's going by L.A. Knight, I believe is what they called him.
Yeah, he came in and was like, "Yo, who's this Barstool dude or whatever?" And the guy kind of looked like, what's going on?
Yeah. What were your instant thoughts on Eli Drake, or I'm sorry, L.A. Knight?
Seems like he wants the push, he wants the title, he wants to be the star of the show. So now I just want to see him work.
So I'm familiar with him and his work from NWA and a little bit from what he did in Impact Wrestling, but the guy is a great promo on the mic. If I were to say who he sounds like, if you just listen to him and you're not like watching the TV, sometimes his promos can be very reminiscent of The Rock and Stone Cold kind of combined. Like, it's kind of weird how like he does his vocal tone, because sometimes he's talking like a redneck son of a bitch from Austin, Texas, and the next minute he's talking with all this glory in his voice, and he sounds like the great one, The Rock. And it's kind of crazy how he can just kind of flip that switch and kind of combine both with his own swag. So
it's kind of crazy that you could flip the switch and combine those.
What can I say? I'm one hell of an entertainer. That's why y'all see this right here, Just Fresh Entertainment. If y'all are ever looking for a DJ and MC for your wedding, I'm your guy. Just check out www.justfreshent.com and hit me in that contact box.
It's true.
All right, that is going to lead us on to the final match of the night.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have one question about the dude that came out with the money.
Oh, yes. Cameron Grimes, straight to the moon.
Yo, straight to the moon.
He had a music video tonight.
Yo, I had never seen this guy before. I've only heard about him recently.
We were just talking about that in the last episode.
On episode 3, which is out now.
Make sure you go check it out on all streaming platforms.
Yeah. So, as soon as I saw this guy.
In the white Ferrari?
Yo, I was instantly, like, laughing my ass off. I can't think of the comedian's name right now, but he reminds me of somebody that I've seen before. And, this dude got a whole hairy ass chest. He got a top hat on.
And a Speedo. He was just walking around.
Throwing money. Doing floor angels and shit.
Yeah, man. He had his little pool in the backyard and everything, man.
Screaming to the moon.
If you guys have not seen Cameron Grimes, I love what they're doing with him being this country redneck that is now this millionaire from the stock exchange and betting on GameStop. But this is great. And he's going straight to the moon. Cameron Grimes.
I did not see that guy coming. Dope. Good. I'm happy for him. I want to see what he does.
Yes, me too, man. Speaking of dopeness, man, let's talk about that NXT Championship main event, Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne. Now, before we really get into it, who did you have? Who was your prediction tonight?
Okay, so who I wanted or who I had?
Give me both.
Okay, so who I wanted was Pete Dunne because that's my guy.
Okay.
Who I had was Finn Balor because I just feel like it's Finn Balor. They already brought up the fact that he's been in TakeOver a bunch of times, like different pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's kind of like one of the main dudes on NXT from back in the day.
Yeah, he's a mainstay.
You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, yeah, it's probably going to be Finn Balor.
Now, I also predicted Finn Balor, but my reason being is I seen them really pushing for the Finn Balor and Karrion Kross match coming up soon. Because, again, Kross never lost the title. Technically, he only had to drop it because of an injury. And I figured they might as well have, like, you know, the Prince Finn Balor versus the uncrowned champion, you know, and they would push towards that. So I still think that's going to happen in the future. But we're actually going to talk about that. Actually, what's going to be happening up next with Finn Balor because of what happened in this match. It was a banger. And
I kind of feel like, okay, so here's the thing. Pete, he does things where if you were in trouble in your own self, you would do these things. Where he breaks fingers and
stomps on your thumbs.
Yeah,
and
like torturous moves and stuff like that. And I felt like Finn was also going that route, but in a more technical way, doing actual holds and like, you know, just trying to make you tap out.
Yeah.
So it was really slow. And if you're not used to like torturous, slow matches, you're not gonna like the beginning of this.
This is one of those matches where it definitely had to build.
Yeah.
But once it built to that second act, it picked up big time.
Yeah. No, it was slow at first, and then really picked up. Like, you know, kicks, broken fingers, reversals,
jumping on fingers,
stomping.
Yeah,
stomping like multiple times, standing there on him, looking at him like, yeah, I'm stepping on your fingers right now.
Crazy. One of my favorite spots of the match was towards the end when Finn Balor took out Pete Dunne's mouth guard, and he went for that double drop kick, like just straight to his mouth, and then hit him with the coup de grace, and then still picked him up and hit him for the 1916 to finish him off, man, and that was a hell of a main event.
The coup de grace is also my favorite. One of my favorite.
He went for it twice. So the first time that he went for it, Pete Dunne ended up countering and putting him into a submission. And the real story that I believe they were telling was they were focusing on Finn Balor's left arm and just his fingers.
Yeah.
And even after the match, when Finn Balor ended up winning, when he goes to point, you know, he's still selling how bad his fingers are. He's like this, you know, he can't even fully extend his fingers because they've been damaged so much from Pete Dunne. So he's really selling the injuries, and it just makes it that much more believable, man. But let's talk about what happened after the match.
Okay, so after the match, Pete Dunne's homies come down.
Yeah, the tag team champions, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, they come out and they attack Finn Balor. And who comes out for the save?
You know what? This is your part right here. Because I only recognize their faces. I do not know who these guys are. I just know they're a faction.
Undisputed Era came out.
Okay.
We're talking about Adam Cole. We're talking about Kyle O'Reilly. We're talking about Roderick Strong.
So, okay, Kyle O'Reilly. Is that the Irishman?
That's the Irish one, yes. Okay,
so when I saw him, you know, basically like dap up Finn
He was
Balor.
helping out Finn. He's like, yo, man, we got you. And Finn, so what's been happening with their whole faction is that Adam Cole's always been the leader, or kind of like the unspoken leader. So when you go to shows and they play that Undisputed theme song, when they all stand and they pose, everybody, they say, Adam Cole, baby. They don't say Kyle O'Reilly, baby. You know, so it's like, he's the main guy. And what's been happening on NXT is that Kyle O'Reilly, he's been like getting his own singles push, and he's been having these banger matches with Finn Balor. And they had 2 really big matches for the NXT Championship on some solo shit. And Cole wasn't able to beat Finn Balor. And we seeing O'Reilly really take him to the limit. So we're like, okay, so are we seeing a power shift within the team? Are we seeing it within the crew? And we're seeing, I don't know if it's like inter-crew jealousy, or if we're really just seeing like, hey, we're going to focus on Kyle being more of a baby face, and Cole's going to go back to being this real heel that he's made such a good name with, you know, as Adam Cole.
Okay, that makes sense then. Because I've seen Adam Cole.
Yeah.
I don't know his work yet.
He's better as a bad guy.
Good. Because the more bad guys, the better. and to be quite honest, this is the perfect moment.
Yeah, it was. So let's talk about the final moments. So O'Reilly goes to help him out. They all stand and they pose together, and they're rolling like the little end credits things. And Cole, he has this look on his face. He's like, nah, I ain't feeling this, motherfucker.
Yeah, I saw it. And I was like, yo, something's not right. It didn't seem right when I saw it.
Didn't seem right at all. And boy, were we right. He hit him with a super kick. And O'Reilly stands over him. He's stunned. He's like, yo, what's going on? Like, we're trying to help him out. He's one of our dudes, you know. It looked like they were going to even be recruiting Finn Balor. Like, that could have been a potential thing.
And Cole wasn't having it.
Nah, Cole wasn't having that. He was letting him know there could only be one star.
So he goes ahead and gives him a face full of shoe.
Yeah, so he hits Finn Balor with the super kick and his boy Kyle O'Reilly. And that leaves Roderick Strong. He's just stunned in the ring. He's like, yo, these are both my boys. What am I supposed to do? Adam Cole, he walks away looking clean in his Jordan 1s and just letting y'all know that he's the one. And there can only be one.
I mean, he made a freaking statement tonight. So it was dope. It was good. I'm glad I got to see that. And it's going to carry on to a different storyline, which is always good.
Yeah, man. I was definitely impressed with how they finished the match, how they finished the show, and it just has me looking forward to what's going to happen on this upcoming Wednesday's NXT.
So, Wrestler of the Night. Oh, wait a minute. Who did you have winning that?
Who did I have winning that?
Yeah.
I had Finn Balor.
Okay, so we're basically...
We're essentially tied up.
Yeah.
We had damn near the same.
Yeah. So I didn't do that bad this week, thank God.
Hey, much better. But hey, I didn't do too good myself. I did much better last time, so it is what it is.
Well, welcome. So, Wrestler of the Night.
Wrestler of the Night. How many do you want to do? Do you only want to do one tonight?
I'll do 2.
Okay, I'm gonna go with my 1, and my 1 is Kushida.
Ooh, I'm going with Shirai.
Okay.
And I gotta go with Pete.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
I love Pete.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Because Pete there's something about taking this finger and showing them off and then splitting them apart. And you see it and you're like, what the fuck
is going on, right? Right?
So,
I've never seen somebody's fingers get stomped so many times in one match, man.
He destroyed Finn Balor's fingers.
So viewers, I'm going to give you guys some homework. If you haven't seen Pete Dunne before, some excellent matches to check out from him are his match that he had with his Mustache Mountain people. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Tyler Bate, his boy Tyler Bate, his own people from his own crew on NXT UK. If you go and look at some of the old NXT Takeover matches, he's had some hell of a matches with Tyler Bate. So please go back and see that if you want to see more of Pete Dunne. You can also check him out on some of the old War Games matches where he was really showing out. He was on the team with Ricochet and the War Raiders. Or I'm sorry, the Viking Raiders now.
Yeah, the Viking Raiders.
But he was also on the last one too when he... Was it against... Shit. He was on the last one. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, man's pedigree is real deep, and I highly recommend you check out some of his past matches.
Yeah, no. First time I actually saw him was his entry into the Royal Rumble.
Okay, yeah.
That was and then that right there.
I remember that. I think that was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, and I looked and I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
You broke him down for me, and as I'm watching this, I was like, I am now a fan. I became a fan, and then he tag teamed with Matt Riddle. Yo, instant fan, because how could you not like those two together?
Bangers. Yeah. Like, bangers, bro. Bangers. Match of the night, bro. Who did you have?
My match of the night was the main event.
I had the same.
It was the main event.
How can you not pick that for match of the night? It was There was a first act, a second act, and a third act, and it played out perfectly.
Yeah.
And I think that it played out a little bit better than how the NXT North American Championship played out, because I wanted to see Finn win. And I wanted to see Kushida win, but that didn't happen. And again, like how you said, he lost clean.
Yeah, he lost clean, dude. I couldn't believe that. I was like, you can't lose clean. Like,
after that performance, it just didn't make sense to me.
No,
honestly,
I wanted some dirtbag-ish.
Yeah, that would make
Gargano.
more sense to me, as if somebody costed Kushida the win. But after his performance, dude, I definitely see why he was one of the best of the Super Juniors in Japan, and I see why they have him in NXT, and I see his potential. And honestly, he's another guy that I could say right now, put him on the main roster, and if you give him some time,
he'll be dope. He's dope already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Put him in a match with Daniel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Put him in a match with Cesaro.
Yeah.
That would be
with Nakamura.
Nakamura. That would be a feud. Straight rivalry. I like that.
Put him in there with Rey Mysterio.
That would be nice.
Give him a Ricochet. Like, you see how many we could just name off top? Like, he has that potential. I think they really just got to focus on him getting better at English. After that, sky's the limit.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, man. How about that? Episode 4.
Man, we just knocking it out.
We knocking it out, baby. We did 2 episodes in one day, and we ain't done yet. So on next week's episode, you can expect another weekly wrap up. We're also going to be having a Elimination Chamber reaction.
Yo, I'm already looking forward to that.
I'm hyped.
I am looking forward to it because now I want to see what Edge is going to do if he does anything.
Yeah, man. And I want to see what's going to happen. Who's going to be the person that wins and has to face Roman Reigns?
I would like to see Edge at commentary.
I'm with it.
Yo, Edge at commentary?
Make it that much better.
Yo, that'd be lit.
All right, so what I need you guys all to do right now, if you're not already following us, make sure you get at us at Jabroni Bros Pod.
Yes.
JABRONI BROSPOD. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. We need your support. We need you to like our videos. We need you to like our tweets. We need you to like our posts. We're trying to get noticed, baby. So please help us out.
Share. You know what I mean? You gotta share like it's GameStop. You gotta get them shares in.
Get them shares in. Without you guys, we are nothing. So once again, my name is Just Fresh.
And I am Mati Bush.
We are the Jabroni Bros. This is our wrestling podcast, and we are out. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Peace.
Peace.
Whoa!